Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the INTP stream at this very late or early hour, depending on whether you're nocturnal or diurnal. It's about 12:28 a.m. where I am, meaning that on the east coast of the United States, on the far west coast, it's about 3:28 a.m. Here it's 12:28 a.m. If you're elsewhere on the planet, you'll have be at other time zones. So it may be morning for you if you're watching this. Right now it's very early morning for me, but very close to bedtime. So I was watching a movie with a friend approximately, well, doesn't matter how long ago. We were watching 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm not so sure if this was the actual point, but in some of the scenes, if you've seen that movie, if you haven't seen that movie, I encourage you to watch it. If you haven't seen that movie, it will not be a spoiler because it's such a minor detail from the movie. And so it won't spoil anything for you. So you can, if you want to see the movie but have not seen the movie, you can still watch because this will not be a spoiler. Anyway, some detail in that movie. It's really unimportant for me to even mention the movie. I don't think this was the point. I really wasn't. I was just kind of prompted by one of the visual details in the movie to have this insight, or at least this potential and debatably creative, depending on whether you want to regard this as creative. This may be a very common idea in circles in aerospace engineering circles, aeronautic circles that attempt to engineer artificial gravity environments within space shuttles and space vessels, spacefaring vessels. And particularly this engineering solution is aimed at zero gravity environments in these space shuttles where the generation of artificial gravity is not possible. And the humans on board these shuttles do not have the luxury of artificial gravity. And one potential solution for keeping humans and individuals within these zero gravity environments on these space shuttles stable and afoot and not flying off, hitting the ceiling and floating off around the room or around the interior is perhaps to create some sort of magnetic shoe, right? If you could create some sort of magnetic shoe with some sort of magnet in the sole, what you'd be able to do is create tracks along the floor within this zero gravity environment. And individuals would kind of just use these in a very clunky fashion. This is not a very elegant solution, but it may be a workable engineering solution to simply magnetize shoes and shoe soles within these zero gravity environments so that individuals can then remain stable, stand up, not fly off to the ceiling and float around, remain on the floor. They could use magnetic shoes that will then align with certain oppositely charged magnetized tracks within the floor. Maybe the whole floor could have the requisite or the needed magnetic charge. These shoes having the opposite magnetic charge would then be magnetized to the floor, and individuals in these magnetic shoes would then be able to walk around stable without floating off in the zero gravity environment or hitting the ceiling or otherwise injuring themselves. Perhaps we could engineer magnetic shoes and magnetic floors within these space shuttles to ensure that individuals remain upright and stable within these zero gravity environments. So it's just a quirky little engineering solution that we might implement. I don't think that this is actually the solution that is explicitly used in 2001: A Space Odyssey. I think it may be something different. But the movie itself, some of the scenes from that movie did inspire, I guess, this engineering insight that I had about how humans might remain stable in zero gravity space shuttle environments where we cannot create artificial gravity. And there certainly may be areas, sectors of a particular space shuttle and regions of that shuttle where artificial gravity is impossible, and you need some other engineering solution to allow humans to sort of walk around and physically navigate those environments by walking, right? So magnetic shoes in zero gravity environments with appropriately magnetically charged floors and magnetically charged shoes and shoe soles would then enable, particularly the soles of the shoes would have the magnets in them. And then individuals would be able to walk through in a bit of a clunky fashion through these zero gravity environments. They'd certainly have to be pretty powerful magnets. The magnets would have to be powerful enough to keep people fixed to the floor, but not so powerful that the individuals would not be able to walk around and move, and lift their foot off of the magnetized floor or track. So the magnets would have to be powerful enough to keep individuals rooted to the floor, but not so powerful that individuals would not be able to lift their foot and walk. So this is just an important point, I guess, that has to be made with regard to the mechanics of these particular devices, these particular magnetized shoe devices, magnetized shoe soles. So maybe this is a solution. I'm not sure. I'm sure that someone has already had this idea. This is probably may or may not be, a pretty common engineering solution within aerospace engineering circles. But for me, anyway, it was interesting, and that's why I'm presenting it here. Thank you for watching.